Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross and I was always told I had a voice radio, but today we're making a video all about how Amiibos work in Yoshi's Woolly World. So first of all, I think it's probably a good idea if we go ahead and use this little guy. He is the Yoshi which came in the game in the special edition, which I did a box opening for not too long ago. So first thing we're going to do is pop him in the game, and I've noticed a few nuances for here. There's a few cool little things to point out. So rather than just tell you now, let's load a video, let's have a watch how it happens in the game, and I'll talk you lovely people right through it. So we start off in a nice little central bit. This is where the hub of the world happens. So we first of all start off with trying to put the Yoshi on the pad, and it tells me that essentially I cannot use a Yarn Yoshi outside of a course. I need to get myself into a course to use a Yarn Yoshi, so let's get myself into a course. And we're going to go for Clawdaddy Beach for a very good reason, which should become apparent very shortly as we get through the course. This is one of my favourite levels in the game. So we're going to start off here, and then straight away we put Yarn Yoshi on the Wii U gamepad. It recognises my Yarn Yoshi, and I get two Yoshis. And it's literally just one Yoshi following the other, and anything you do, jumping or whatever, affects both the Yoshis. But you can eat the other Yoshi. And then you get a little Yarn Yoshi following you around in a ball that you can chuck. No more eating enemies and chucking them at other people. You can eat yourself and chuck it at other people, which is a little bit creepy and a whole lot of fun. You can also leave yourself behind, and you see it tells me to push the minus button on the gamepad. And when you do, the Amiibo Yoshi goes into a little egg with some wings spout out, and you go and kind of join your brother. It should be pointed out that you unfortunately cannot eat and throw Yoshis when you're in water. But it's a cool little thing though, where I threw my little Yoshi at an enemy, and then he started jumping on him and killing him. I very much like this. Now, it's actually kind of awkward to play with two Yoshis. You end up losing one and all of that. But let's ignore, and you end up trying to, open a little present there. But when your tongue flicks out, the first thing you do is eat the other Yoshi. And of course, you've got to push minus to get out of the game. To get the Yoshi back. And if you push plus accidentally, then you end up pausing the game. But it's worth it, ladies and gentlemen, because you get to run around with two Yoshis. And you get to eat yourself, you get to poop yourself out, and then you get to throw a little kind of Yoshi ball as you go. It's really quite a lot of fun. Now, I'm not playing it perfectly. I know I should probably have got that present, but this isn't about doing a perfect run of the level. This is about running around with one Yoshi and then making him into two Yoshis. It is actually kind of annoying at times trying to play with two Yoshis as you're trying to run around with one Yoshi and the other Yoshi is, shall we say, running away from you. But this is what I wanted to test. I wanted to see if you would still have two Yoshis when this happened. Get ready for it, ladies and gentlemen. It's Bike Yoshi, or Moto Yoshi if you want to be a pedant. Now, there are a bunch of different Yoshis in the game. This is my favourite by far, and I wanted to see if you could have two of them, and you do. And it works just exactly the same as all the other Yoshi things do. It's just, you get to run around with Yoshi, and there's a Yoshi that follows you. The only difference being you can actually leave the other Yoshi behind. As you can see there, it's hard to time the jump perfectly for both Yoshis, so I timed it for the first one, the second one gets left behind. When you're going through the game properly, you can't leave the second Yoshi behind. It's just not possible, it won't let you carry on with the level. But with Bike Yoshi, you can leave him behind, and then he'll come and catch you up. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is how it works when you put a second Yoshi into the game. And if anyone's wondering, yes, when you get to the end of the level, you do get to dance with both of them, and it is spectacular. Now, I think we can all agree that was pretty cool, but there is another option for Amiibos in Yoshi's Woolly World. What you can actually do is use almost any Amiibo you like, load it into the game, and Yoshi will essentially change his yarn colours to look like said character. Now, there are some exceptions. For some reason that nobody can quite explain to me, you can't have Pokemon. So that's no Pikachu, no Charizard, no Lucario, no Jigglypuff, and no Greninja. Whether this is going to be added in some kind of update to the game later on or not, I'm not entirely sure, but for the time being, you're not turning Yoshi into any Pokemon. And for that, Well, I would apologise, but it's not really me, it's Nintendo. So instead, for our purposes, we are going to use King Dedede. And yes, I have opened one of my Amiibos. I didn't like doing it, but actually, I'm not sad that I did. It's an awesome little model, and now I get to use it in Yoshi's Woolly World. No commentary on this video, nice and straightforward. I'm just going to show you how putting my King Dedede Amiibo into the game changes Yoshi to actually look like King Dedede. And hopefully now we can agree that first of all, although it's not an essential feature of the game by any stretch of the imagination, it's a cool little feature and it's something that I'm personally glad they added into the game. And also, if I had to go and use an Amiibo for that, I think I speak for everyone when I say I made the right choice by going with King Dedede. He is clearly the best Amiibo that's been released so far. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was both informative and entertaining. I will be back with more video game related content in the very near future. Until then, the usual rules apply, ladies and gentlemen. Like the video, subscribe, and if you've already subscribed, go and find yourself a friend to subscribe. Look after yourselves till next time. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.